Okay, so I had the merit to speak in front of David Sussman, and it's a big, um, pressing time that we're in. It's the day after the war has begun in the Holy Land in Israel. My name is Ellie Goldsmith. I grew up in London, North London, Northwest London for those who are more familiar, in Edgware, and my family were very traditional, and Israel was something important, the IDF and the JNF, and very like sort of vague connection. But once I came and visited and saw for myself as a teenager, and then continued to return until I made this my home, I realized that this was like a game changer in my life and my journey. And it started to make sense of everything that I grew up with in London, being in the music business, entertainment world with my family, and bringing that energy to the Holy Land so that we could share that kind of talent and promotion. Promoting the Holy Land is something which is needed more than ever now. That's something which I would ask everyone straight away from the get-go as we're getting to know each other, that promoting the Holy Land, promoting what goes on here, everyone needs to be doing that. That's one of the reasons why I'm standing talking with David Sussman, because the beautiful communal holy experience of being here, it's something which once you come in person, you can describe it from afar, but you come in person, it's a whole inspiration and revelation. And then once you're here experiencing that, and you're building a family like I was meritorious to do over 20 something years, and now I have a son who's 19, who's almost 20, and he's going as we speak from his base to Gaza or Lebanon, depending on which is more needed in the current war situation that we're in. And knowing that yesterday we were, and the night before, we were dancing together with the Torah in the beautiful community up here in Shirat David, in Efrat, and we were experiencing the joy of being in the Holy Land, the joy of Yom Tov, the pleasure of having family and connection. And suddenly we were now, excuse me, it's hard to hold myself back. He drove up in my daughter's car and came to the shul on Yom Tov, on Shabbos, which is something we wouldn't usually do, obviously, keeping Shabbat and Yom Tov. He comes in, and I'm standing in the miklat, in the bomb shelter, with all the other congregants, as the prayer service was cancelled due to the numerous sirens, and there was children crying. It was a very emotional scene. He comes with his gun, he's going. I know one of my sons already told me that he's on his way. I straight away hug him, give him a blessing for peace, for protection, being that we're both Kohanim, knowing that I don't know when I'm going to see him next, I don't know what's going to be, and he's going all the way down to his base, and first he has to get to his captain, and it's a whole crazy journey he goes through, able to then get in the full equipment and ready to go with the whole army experience that's going on right now. And I'm going from a happy moment to a very concerned moment, and the concern continue. As I was just talking to David, like the numbers, it's very hard to focus on numbers, but we're even hearing of people in the area already losing sons in the battle, and sons who have been critically injured just around the corner from here. That I heard even straight away when I walked home from Shirat David, that someone in a frat, their child had been shot. And I'm just trying to like internalize this crazy experience that we're having, and realizing that we need to promote the truth. There's so much horrific butchery and murder that's been going on, and these people that are doing it have shown themselves, and this is not the Israeli side. We've never done that. We've never come and butchered and tortured and humiliated people like what's going on the border, and to do it on such a holy day when they know that this is our Chag, our festival, and this was obviously all planned. And unfortunately so much enabling has been going on in the political system to give these people the power to inflict this kind of damage to innocent people en masse, innocent civilians, people who deserve to be treated with dignity and the preciousness of life, people who are rejoicing and enjoying the special days of that we are given in this holy land. And suddenly this been turned into a nightmare, and they have shown who they are, the organizations and the terrorist organizations and the people of those places, that they have such cruelty and hatred in their heart. And we have to continue to show what we're about, that we're about defending the preciousness of the soul and the human dignity of life. And this is something which we have in overflowing beauty and a daily level in this holy land, and it's really up to us to promote that globally, that message of human soul, that we have love and dignity for each other, that we have laws of respect, and even if sometimes we have our failings as any human does, but we're always trying to better ourselves and grow. We're the startup nation. Technologically we're growing, spiritually we're growing, even though right now the media always homes in on all the disagreements, but in a true level, when it comes down to it, we're unified, we're united souls. This is our beautiful message to humanity, and this nation have come along, I don't even know if they're a nation, but a mixed multitude of people attacking our nation, claiming so many lies and claiming so much murder and death. We have to now, as people of the world, clarify that truth, and by enabling us to be able to continue to share that message of truth, to defend ourselves and to be able to support the families who are defending themselves, to be able to have ability to feed and clothe the soldiers and give them what they need in the battle situations, to be able to give the truth to the world. It's so important that people should know. I was just in London and I was speaking to all my family, and even now with Yom Tov I'm still able to take some calls. I have that permission from the rabbis, and the idea is that people don't understand from the news how really severe it's been, because they're hiding so much images and truth of how bad it's been on the other side and on the border and all the kidnappings. This is really terrible, and it's up to us to get those truthful facts clear of what is good and what isn't good, and what is truthful and what is not truthful, which is lies. And there's so much of that, and therefore everyone who's listening has that power in their sphere of influence to share those truths and to share the good causes that we represent, and to give encouragement either financially or through emotional support or through online giving support, and sharing and growing these platforms so that the truth can be known more and more. And I really bless everyone. Should never ever go through such a thing like this again, and we should only hear peace in the land. We dedicate this to all the soldiers, to all the families who've lost people or dealing with injuries and all kinds of pain and difficulties. All of us are going through it on some level. Having my son away in such a situation, having all the disruption to our schedule, to our beautiful Yom Tov, to our new school year that we're just about to begin, and new opportunities economically, and it's all being prevented by this hate and pain that needs to be destroyed simply. And it's up to us for all to make sure that that's done in the quickest way, in the cleanest way, in a way that creates least pain in the world, and we can move on to build a beautiful Eretz Yisrael and a beautiful world together of all of humanity. Amen.
Amazing. Thank you so much.
Pleasure. Chaim.
These
decorations are so annoying.
No, we had them too. Kids had to have it.
Yeah. My son worked in
But you know what? After like half of them ripped off, it was actually okay.
Yeah, it was okay once you tied it up like 50
No,
times.
after half of them ripped off,
I had it like going in my tea, and like I was like, oh wow, this is such fun.
in your tea, God forbid.
I'm English. Yeah.
I know.
Oh yeah, let's turn that off. Record. I did a little audio.